I'm David Beatty, and my co-host.
Sam Gentlemen, welcome back. Guys, before we get anywhere, we haven't talked about this since you guys came back for a new season. Are you done with the cold? Are you done with the snow? Are you guys done, or you still want more?
No, I'm escaping. I just got back from Mexico. We went to Florida a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that was nice.
We're just
I'm expired. Put it this way.
We're
So
escaping.
done.
We're escaping the winter, but
Now, it's
I'm
unanimous.
I'm skiing with the kids still, so I'm enjoying it all.
that's
I'm
nice.
enjoying
But
it
it's
all.
unanimous. Everyone in Ontario and pretty much in Canada is saying that this could be the most brutal
Yes.
winter ever on
I
record.
think so. It started really early, and it's like,
November we got snow,
and it's
just
cold,
And it's just
and
been going, man.
I don't know about the snow. It's more so the cold that bothers me. It's been frigidly cold.
I know, but we've had a lot of snow.
We had snow too.
Yeah.
Like I never remembered like skiing here in Ontario before Christmas. Like usually the snow's not good. The bases, we were skiing like in early December. We went skiing when the snow came down.
So are you guys done with it now? Or do you want more?
I don't mind.
Another-
Oh, look at that now. I don't mind. Look,
I don't
look.
mind.
We got
it.
another 5 centimeters last night.
Yeah. I don't mind it. I'm embracing it all, so I'm okay. But I do like getting away too, so it's all good.
If you say so. So listen, we got to talk about some interesting things. And I know how I feel. I know how Sam feels. I know how Dave feels. But I want to know how we all feel together. Okay? Pre-construction, is it a gold mine or a financial trap? Dave.
I
that a
think
trick
I
question?
think I think it's non-existent, to be honest, right
exactly.
now. So there's really not much pre-sales going on anymore.
Zero.
So
Very little.
I don't know how. I think we're done in the episode. No, let's move on to the next. No,
So do you think that the pre-construction that is happening, people are bound to get burned by it?
I don't know, but I think. So what I'm noticing, people have been buying units in high rise, and then the project just folds, and then they give them back their money because they're not selling enough to even make a dent to get it off the ground. So I think that's all I've been seeing. There's really not much in new home sales or high rise sales. I feel like anybody I know in the business that I talk to, it's like non-existent. It's scary. It's very scary. So I don't think anybody's getting trapped with new homes. I think if you bought years ago and you're about to close, that's where you're kind of.
So that's what I
if
was
we're talking about that, then there's going to be.
Because you're already losing out of the gates,
So
right?
people that have bought, like I have a friend, a really good friend, and he just closed on one condo, and he's gonna be closing on another in like 4 months. And it's like the values and the appreciation and what the
appraisals
banks are
come in.
How much do you think he lost?
like $200K.
Yeah, and I know
200K?
I know people that walked away from closings, like they lost 150, 200,000. They just because the value's not there, and they just walk away.
walk away.
And that's not the end of it. They still
the
have
rents.
no. It's not like the builder can still go after them. It's not like they
How
sell.
so?
Well, if they can't close because they can't afford to close, like
Right.
so, for you bought a house for $3 million,
Sure.
for example, and it's finally ready, and you need a mortgage, and the bank appraises it for $2.2 million.
Okay.
And you can't get a mortgage. So if you put $200,000 down as a deposit, hypothetically, you just say, look, I'm going to forego the $200,000, take the property back, sell it, and the builder will take it back, but they will also go after you for damages for the difference. They can sue you because.
But can't you countersue because now you're also incurring damages that you didn't expect?
No, because it's the market. Like you bought the property at this price, it was contractual, and now you got to close, and the market dipped. Like why are you suing? Why? It's not the builder's fault. It's unfortunate because it's the economy, right? So
Okay.
I mean anybody can sue anybody, but
Yeah.
I don't know where you would go, right? So,
All right, so I have 5 topics we have to cover this episode. And the very first one, you guys jump in whenever you're ready. Assignment flipping. Is it dead?
Zero.
dead.
Next question. Zero.
Dead.
Because like I said, we're back to the same story. Like the valuation's down. So if you bought it a certain amount and now you're trying to get out of it by an assignment sale,
Zero.
yeah, you're not.
No,
you're
there's
not
no
making,
talk about it. Like, this is
Okay.
not happening.
So now the next one might be of conversation. Developers delaying closing because of this.
Well, the developers and builders are delaying because they're trying to give the buyers opportunities to get their money.
Wait.
And or to sell their property that they're trying to sell. Like they're giving them.
You're on the builder side?
I'm telling you why they may be extending. They're not extending because they don't want their money. Why would a builder extend other than to accommodate a buyer that can't afford it?
They're delaying
So-
their closing. Why?
So they're also allowed 3 extensions. legally, right?
There are some provisions about extensions, but usually builders would extend because they couldn't build it on time because they're
Right.
so busy.
Right.
But now the builders are not extending it because they
They're
want
trying to work
It's
with the
because
buyers.
the buyers can close because maybe they have their house on the market, they haven't sold it yet to pay for the new
Or
home.
they're trying to figure out the
Finance.
difference of
Yeah.
the depreciation. So if
Not
they,
the
like,
yeah, not the yeah, the like yeah, the how the assets declined, right?
yeah. So if
not
it's
the
3
depreciation
million to Dave's last scenario, and the banks come in and saying they're appraising it for 2.2, that $800,000. If
Where
you
are
want
you
to buy
getting
the
that?
house, you have to come up with the difference.
How
So-
are you going to come up with that?
Well,
How?
there's second B lenders borrowing from family.
Of $800,000?
I don't know. I'm just telling
Or just
you.
using a hypothetical.
But you would have to go towards a B lender in that case if you want to still keep it.
Yeah, private money. I don't know. The point I'm making is that's why a developer builder may extend it is because
Okay.
the buyer needs the time, right? So
Point three.
they don't squeeze you that hard. They want to give you an opportunity, right?
So point three, and Dave, we were talking about this before Sam made his guest appearance at the beginning. Condo investors and condo builders actually
Right.
are stuck with these higher rates. That means it's harder for condo builders to fund these buildings. We don't see cranes up anymore. So what needs to happen in order for builders to start possibly putting those cranes up in the air again?
Well,
what's gonna happen?
That's the economy we're in right now. Like everything's soft and the optimism's down, rates are up. There's so many factors. So if the builder only builds after they sell so many units, and then they are allowed to start the building. But if you don't sell the units, they're not building. Why would they take? They won't take a chance.
Why I don't feel bad?
Why?
Because these damn condo builders, they jacked up these shoe boxes, $900,000.
Right.
Now they're coming back down to realistic prices, and everyone was in an uproar because I'm like, even now at $400,000 is too much money for the shoebox. So I don't know if I feel like the builders they're getting what they deserve.
Well, I don't know. I mean, everything went up, right? Everything went up. Like labor rates went up, materials went up, permits and development charges have all gone up.
So inflation.
Everything went up. So it's not about the builder. It's all about supply and demand. You know, people were buying stuff because it made sense to them. Now it's not.
Money was cheap.
And the builders are still incurring high costs to build this stuff. I'm sure everybody was making money because if you're making money, you're buying. So there's no pointing fingers. It's just
The economy.
It's dead. It's just dead right now.
Listen,
So-
a lot of builders are folding. They're shutting down. because they
small
can't-
builders are having hard times.
They
The
cannot do it.
development charges are through the roof, and they're like, they're looking for that relief. Like, you want us to drop, we can drop prices to make it more attractive, but there's development charges per unit. Like the city's taking so much per unit that they build.
Unless you have your own capital. Some of these builders, they have their own.
They have capital, but you still have these costs.
Oh, you still have the cost.
like the
of it.
development charges are the government. Like
Okay. You gotta pay that no matter
yeah,
what.
you got 100 units in this building. Every unit, 150,000.
Oh no, I'm saying some builders they solely rely on borrowing money. The other builders they got some inheritance nest egg, right?
But they're not building if they don't sell.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, why would they? The only builders the builders are selling, like, for example, I know instances where, say, a builder's got a block of townhomes, right? And only one unit sold of 6 per se. So they got to build all six units to sell that one. So now all those 5 are all inventory. So now they're in a predicament. Now they own 5 units that they haven't sold. They're fully built. Maybe they just keep them as shells and wait for the finishes for somebody to buy. But they're sitting on all this property for maybe years now. Like, there's instances where one unit sold in a block of 6, and now builders never had inventory homes. Now they have inventory homes, and they're losing money every day too, right? And the prices are not going up; they're coming down. So
Now the next topic of interest. This comes all the way back to when we had the depression here, which was when in the 80s.
Late 80s.
90s,
Okay.
90s.
Since then, up until just before COVID, the builders stood by this quote. It's a guarantee appreciation, meaning that if you buy pre-construction, you will guarantee make your money. Now, the story changes.
Yes,
So,
but the story didn't change. That it was the same story then. Like, so.
what do you mean?
So back in the 90s, I've seen, like, when I did searches for, like, people like buying and selling in certain areas, I saw houses that sold like early 90s, late 80s for a certain amount of money. Then mid 90s, it was sold for less. Like
How come?
because it was soft. It's
Just
just
the
like
market.
it's just like now the market dipped hard and then values came down. So I saw like a house that sold for like say for 280,000 in 89, and in a 94 it was like I don't know 140,000 or 160,000. I'm just using a number, like it was significantly less. So it's what we're experiencing now. So again, a builder might have said, like we might say even as agents, oh, it's a guarantee you'll make money. But sometimes we can't time it exactly, but over time it does bounce back. So that's
Yeah, but the market pretty much has been resilient for like 30 years
Yeah,
since
like-
the depression.
But so now, but we've never dealt with a COVID situation. Now, do you feel, now this is in the news, of course, don't quote me on this, but it's what I read yesterday, that a lot of people are blaming the government for the collapse of real estate because of the COVID incident and situation
and
when
the
they were giving away.
incentification.
That's right.
Yeah,
So
absolutely, that was definitely a contributing factor. Like the rates should have never gone to that rate. And if they did, they shouldn't have spiked them that high that quickly. So that was definitely
also there
something.
was this fairy tale, like 200,000 more on this home, like,
It's not a big deal because the rates are so low and everybody's
Right.
working. Yeah,
but that wasn't a realistic home price. So now that the prices are coming down, everyone's like, what do you mean I lost 200,000?
right.
People are starting to think now, like, well, actually, my house is valued at what it's currently on the market for right now.
Yeah, like
COVID
people,
just inflated it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people
so-
say it was artificially inflated.
Yeah.
We were paying way too much. It doesn't make sense. How can this house be worth this amount of money? Like it doesn't make sense. Our income. I've heard all these scenarios. Our income. We're not making double the money now. Why our houses cost us double? So yeah, these are all the same things we hear all the time, and it made it affordable by rates coming down and people making money and being employed and
paying next to nothing on like a 1%, 2% mortgage, whatever it was, right? It's like getting money for free. So like, I can afford this,
Yeah,
right?
of
And
course.
then rates jumped.
So it was definitely like
Man-made.
It was definitely artificially like kind of spiked everything, but it wasn't handled correctly. Obviously, like
obviously.
there was a lot of incentives to get people through COVID, and then the market jumped right back right after we opened the doors again because the rates were so attractive and everybody was working, and so yeah, it was definitely not handled properly for sure.
So now my ultimate question for this whole episode has to be, what needs to happen now in order for pre-construction or just building in general? What needs to happen in order to stimulate this economy to get back to how it maybe used to be?
I think it starts in government, right? Like, I mean, they got to start changing these laws and make building more affordable again. And, why does it take 2 months to get permits looked at and approved?
That right there.
and, you
Dave,
know,
how long does it take to get a permit done?
Oh, it takes a long time, but I think it's
But
more.
even-
But aside from the policies about duration of permits, it's I guess to get these builders to reduce
Incentives,
to reduce their prices on these homes and stuff. I mean, they might give and take from the bottom line for sure. But if there's policies in place where the development charges are withheld or maybe paid on closing, because these development charges have to be paid right away.
Yeah.
So maybe if they defer them or reduce them to stimulate the market rates, they could keep coming down, and that might help a little bit for sure. But I think the overall optimism has to come up.
Well, it's the world too. It's the Kuzma, it's the wars, it's the tariffs. It's a mess.
Is that an excuse? Do you think that the wars and politics in general are directly affecting our real estate market here?
I think it's making the world economy and the news is making people clam up. It's making people fear, and
So they want to stay settled before they make a gamble.
they might have the same money that they had 2 years ago. They might have the same job, but they don't feel confident. They don't feel confident that they're going to be employed, or that their business is going to keep prospering.
Do you guys know what what kind of income a household needs in order to have a sustainable life? Do you know what that income is? I could tell you, but do you know what it is? So a family income with 2 people working, you need to earn anywhere from 190 to 210,000. That's the average of what they say is you can live. In what world will we ever be able to have a household of that kind of income? Unless you have a very good paying job, which most people, let's be honest, they're not There isn't that many people. We talked about unemployment.
It's all subjective. Like I mean, if you're not making $200,000 hypothetically combined, and you're living with like two families.
Yeah, no, not
Like,
two families.
I'm just saying, but if you keep your costs down, it's not a big deal. Or if you inherit a house, you don't have a mortgage, it's not a big deal. You can earn less.
But let's talk about the middle class.
Yeah, like if you're trying to buy a house that's worth on average now, the average house in the GTA is dropped under $1 million now, which is not it's never been that low for years now, but it's dropped below $100 million. But even trying to buy an average detached, like an average home, it's still a lot of money for 200,000. You're right. Like to have you put $100,000 down on $1 million home, like leveraging 90% loan to value on a property, you're spending like 400,000, 4,000, 5,000 a month. If you're making 200 G's a year and you got to buy $1 million property and you're putting 10% down, yeah, you're going to be struggling because you're basically spending 50 G's on interest a year.
Isn't that crazy?
And that's like, you got to be making like 75 to have 50 G's clear. So basically half of the income is basically going to a mortgage in that quick scenario. So I guess everybody's circumstance is going to be a big factor. So that's why we're finding families amalgamating, like people selling their big house and living with parents.
Or siblings buying a home together, which I hear a lot of.
Yeah, like so that's why people have to start pivoting, unfortunately.
So I will say though, we're living very first world because, if you talk about other people, like even in Europe and Italy, there are families already sharing a home. So maybe us here in this first world where we think one family should be living in one house, I don't know. Do you think that's a bad habit that we've created where two people can live in a home? I mean, two families.
Oh, of course.
But we took on all this debt and all of this, no, I got to own a home by myself. Do you think that was the wrong mentality?
No, it's not. If it's sustainable, it's a good mentality.
But it's not sustainable now.
It seems like it's getting difficult. Now, hopefully, is this just a glitch? We're hoping because we don't want to live with family. Like
but that's very true.
Not in a bad way. Like we have our homes, we live in our homes. We don't want less. So we're accustomed to this, and
could you guys live with your families now? Now that you've lived on your own, could you live with family now?
I mean,
no, that's not the question. Can they live with me and my two kids and my wife? That's the difference. It's not
exactly
like it's not. We would be if we were in a predicament and we had to go back to our family. We should be grateful and be begging.
Exactly.
But do they want us? Is the question. So the point I'm making is I don't know where we're going, but hopefully this is not the conversation we're having in the future because we're going to bounce back and we're going to maintain and our property values are going to flourish again, and Canada's going to be a great country to live in, just like it's been up to now. So,
And just before I say where they can find you guys, one final conclusion to wrap up this beautiful episode: should people look into pre-construction, or should they just avoid the topic completely for 2026?
Pre-construction is fine. It's not really that happening.
Yeah, like I mean, I just feel like if you're a buyer in the market, why bother with just so much uncertainties with pre-construction where you can just buy resale?
Yeah, that's another good point because when you're buying
There's deals
pre-sale,
out there.
you don't know. You might not know the building, what it's going to be like. There's so many uncertainties for high rise, and then there's so many good deals on the resale side. There's so many fantastic deals that you can walk and touch and feel it, not having the unknown. So yeah, like I mean,
and it's already been situated with the winters and all of that.
And
stuff.
you know who your neighbors are.
That's
you
right.
know what it looks like, or the building. You know how the amenities are.
People forget about all the construction that happens that you got to deal with once you
the
move
mud.
into a new neighborhood.
That's
The mud, the dirt, the dust,
and then on the
no fences, looking into your neighbors.
Well, but no, wait. Do you know why people took that gamble and wanted to do it? Because their appreciation value was huge.
yeah.
And now,
But no, it's not. It's just like people used to buy because it was like people want new and all that stuff. And you're right, it was fine. The market was flourishing. People wanted everything new. But now, with the way things are, there's so many good deals to be had. Especially I would never buy a brand new condo. Like personally, I want to know what it looks like. I want to know what the financial fitness is of the building. We have status certificates that you can review and make sure it's a viable building. I would never buy new anymore. Before, I used to make money. I remember used to buy like pre-construction, and they used to sell at today's rate, and then 2 years would be built, and you'd get the appreciation right away. Now the builders are realizing, okay, if the market rate's around $1,000 a square foot, hypothetically, they were selling it at 1,002.
Yeah.
And
That's
so
right.
they're premeditating where it will be in 2 years, which is a horrible way to be buying units.
But now it took a spin.
now it's back down, and
So
so
if 2 years ago you bought a condo, let's say at
a foot
a foot, now it's like 800
or seven
or 7.
or
Depends.
six.
Yeah, depends the product.
Depending where you are, depending where you're buying, like if it's a lot of inventory and it's a building that a lot of speculation went on, they're down hard.
There's nothing better than being able to walk into a property or a building or a condo and see
Everything.
what the layout actually looks like. Because
And
if you buy on paper, there could be changes down the road.
Yeah, and the
That,
view
we had to put a pole in the middle of
Is that legal though?
It's
Yeah,
it's
there's-
in the
they don't know.
document.
Really?
Yeah, when
So
you sign it.
when you go outside the balcony, what's your view like? Do
Yeah.
you like the area?
You'll never know.
You'll never know. But when you buy a resale, you got amazing guys like me and Sam helping you out, getting you the best deal possible, and you get to touch and feel it.
Yeah.
Well, touch and feel. Tell them where they can find you.
Find me on Instagram at Sam General Real Estate.
And I'm David Vitti, and I'm at C2 and Fine Living Realty.
There you go, guys. Until the next time, we'll pre-construction you later.
Bye bye.
All right.